Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Tashkin House. I love getting up early to start my day while the house is still quiet before everyone wakes up. In today's video, we're going to do a light spring clean in the main areas and giving my home a much needed seasonal refresh with some spring decorating. I'm definitely overdue, so let's jump into today's video. Now that I am up, energized, and ready to go, we're starting in the living room. I have cleared off my X-base console table to make room for some glass decor. I love adding glass pieces in the spring and summer. They make the space feel lighter, brighter, and more open. I love the cool spring mornings. I always open up the windows to freshen up the house, but this time I decided to open up both the front and back door to let the fresh air flow throughout and to give my dogs the freedom to come and go as they please. The family is up, the dogs are up, and now it's time to get the sofa back to looking nice and neat. First, I like to remove all the pillows so I can vacuum the cushions. I also make sure to clean underneath the cushions to clear out any crumb or debris from the night before. We love watching movies and snacking together in the living room, so every time I tidy up this space, the sofa gets a good vacuuming. There will be no crumbs left behind. As you can see, my little fur babies, they are definitely spoiled. We ended up adopting all three of them, and they're just the sweetest. But during this season, they shed quite a bit, so it's important to stay on top of the cleaning. I'm starting by sweeping up all the cookie crumbs and other debris, especially from underneath the sofa. Then I will follow up with the vacuum to make sure I get every last bit. On this particular day, I have a lot going on behind the scenes. Lots of laundry and other tasks I'm not sharing today. So since I'm juggling quite a bit, I'm letting my robot vacuum do its thing. This isn't sponsored, but I tell you, when I have a busy day, this little helper really comes through for me. Now that it is starting to warm up, it's time to close the doors and clean the windows. Yesterday, I sprayed down the back porch with the hose, including the back doors, and there are now water spots all over the glass. I just want to get everything looking clean and sparkling again. I'm trying out this spray away window cleaner my husband picked out for me. Normally I stick to a natural mix, just a tablespoon of cornstarch with warm water, but since he bought this for me, I figure it's best to go ahead and use it up. The living room is now nice and clean, and I'm ready to start decorating for spring. I like to keep things simple. I'm starting with this glass decor piece that I purchased from Home Goods about 10 years ago. It sits behind the sofa and is the first thing you see when entering the living room. Lastly, I'm using my vintage crock to hold a floral arrangement. Everything I'm styling with today is something I've already have on hand. This year, I didn't feel like shopping for new pieces, and honestly, I still love seeing the florals come out with the change of season. Now moving on to the entry, I like to give everything a good wipe down. I still need to touch up the paint on the wall, but girl, that's a project for another day. Today, I'm just focusing on styling the top of the beam console with some florals and simple decor. I'm getting ready to decorate the dining table, and I'm using my DIY paper mache bowl. If you haven't seen that video, I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. This time I'm keeping things very simple and low profile, adding some real dried hydrangeas to one of the bowls. I also like to make sure the dining room and the kitchen are clean before I go to bed. Waking up to a tidy space in the morning brings me so much joy. Working around the house is definitely building up an appetite, and I have been craving something fresh like homemade key lime bars. They're the perfect spring dessert, in my opinion. So I decided to try a new recipe I found online. If you're interested, I will link it in the description box below. Honestly, you guys, these turned out so delicious. Next time, I want to try a graham cracker crust. Now that I have a little sugar in my tank to keep me going, it's time to finish up the decorating, specifically styling the back perimeter of my kitchen countertops. I'm keeping this section simple using pieces I normally keep on this side. My mother-in-law's needlepoint portrait, which she made herself, is very dear to us, so it always has a special spot in the kitchen. I'll pair it with a few of my vintage whiskey jugs. I have a real weakness for those. On the other side, I will add my marble tray, our salt and pepper, cooking oil, and a little container of toothpicks to finish things off. On the other side of my range, I'm using my butter churn as a vessel. I remove the top so it fits neatly under the cabinet, and it pairs beautifully with the whiskey jugs across the way. Next, I'll add a few cookbooks, my vintage vase, and this small textural pedestal, which I paired with my coffee swirl bowl. I'm also hanging a gorgeous 1900s brass grater as a piece of artwork. And last but not least, I'll finish the look with some mini sweet peppers to add a pop of color and a touch of freshness. Moving along to my coffee bar station, I'm styling this corner with a vase, a crock filled with beautiful florals, and lastly, I would finish it off with my other DIY paper mache bowl. To finish off the kitchen styling, the last thing I'm adding is this vintage glass vase made in Sweden, paired with my wooden horse. I absolutely love this piece. I bought it about 12 years ago, and it is still one of my favorites today. And that's it, you guys. Here's the final reveal of my spring kitchen, and I truly love how it all came together. Spring always reminds me of fresh starts and how small changes can make a big difference. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments how you're decorating for spring. I love hearing from you guys. I thank you all for tuning in and watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Si tu savais tout ce que je veux donner pour toi, mon amour. Si tu...